Welcome to part number 3 of our Ford Sierra wagon rescue. This thing was parked for 14 years. In part number 1, we got it running.
Have a look at that.
In part number 2, you saw us do all of the mechanics to get this thing inspected and back on the road. And if you haven't seen those 2 first parts, go check them out. In this part, we're gonna make this thing look cool, believe it or not. We're gonna wash it, polish it. We're gonna get some cool wheels and tires with hubcaps on there. We're gonna lower it. We'll see how we get around to doing that. And this thing is gonna be a really cool daily cruiser. Come along. First of all, we're gonna take care of those little last things that we didn't get around to last time. We're gonna do valve cover gasket, air filter, and some other little stuff. Så in the first part of this Ford rescue, when I got this thing running last summer, this little plastic piece fell out of the front end. It's supposed to hold this little trim piece in place, and it's annoying me, but I can't see any way of attaching this in a good way, so we're just gonna cheat and use double-sided tape on this one. Not perfect, but so much better. Låneräntan och det. Förbannade. Tack med. Everything's looking pretty clean in the valve train. We did do that internal engine flush in the second video. Everything looks good, it just needs a new gasket.
Där han sur. Vad fan grabben, du har ju snott en bil och lurat mig.
Visade sig.
Jag har ju sett.
Never throw a toothbrush away.
Om du städar själv han är bra.
You gotta enjoy even the little things. Look at that brand new valve cover gasket. Yes. That is a fresh wash if I've ever seen one. Sebe is reinstalling that cover for the timing belt with new bolts. And while he's doing that, I'm gonna get this thing up in the air, because the plan is to cut the springs on this thing all the way around all four corners. And don't judge us too quickly. This car needs to be budget friendly. The Audi is probably getting proper lowering springs. The Golf that we did earlier got coilovers, and we just want to try and mix it up. So this one we're going to be cutting the springs on. From the top of one spring to the top of the next one is 4 centimeters. So the verdict is cutting 2 coils out of both the front suspension and 1 on each corner in the rear. See what that looks like. Yeah, we use chrome sockets on our impacts, and we're not scared. Alright, Seb is doing the front right, I'm doing the front left, and this is what we've done. Removed that one bolt, removed the ball joint from the trailing arm and the steering rack, and then it's really easy to just hammer it down from here to remove this as a complete setup, but just be careful not to drop it so this brake hose takes all the tension. So that's the whole spindle and brake disc removed. Seb is gonna catch the strut. Too easy. We're just trying to decide how much do we want to cut these, because we want it to look lower, but cutting the springs is really a bit of a shortcut, so we don't want it to bottom out and be useless. So I think the compromise is a coil and a half. Right there. Vad gjorde du? Like so.
In här.
Hur vet du det? Det ser fan ut som att du har rätt. Don't forget that little flat spot up top. Because we're professionals.
Ah. Hej, den är bottnad.
Den är bottnad där. Wow. That's one side done.
Just.
Ditt knä.
Jo, nu är den ju i. Den är borta.
Nu vet jag vad jag tänker på. Så bra. Jag tänker på det.
Den är... Jag tror att du kan köpa på...
Front end is back together. We're gonna lower it down and see what it looks like. Check it out.
Check my style.
Check it out. What's it all about? Okay.
Ska jag ta bort... Du har tagit bort dem.
Oh shit. Are we gonna be able to get the jack out of there?
Blev den så jävla sänkt?
Sveriges största domkraft också. Ja. 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 Jävlar vad det kändes låg. Looks pretty low and it hasn't even settled yet. We haven't driven it. So the suspension is kind of holding it up in the air. Hopefully it's not too low. Svängde du någonting? Nej. Jag tror att vi kommer behöva... Oh shit! Men stoppa den då! So this is what it looks like with these ugly winter wheels on there. I'm gonna go ahead and say we did pretty good. So this is the very budget option, of course. Look at that. With the good wheels and tires that are coming up, it's gonna look awesome. Now for the rear. Alright, for the rear, we've been discussing what we need to do, because this drive shaft doesn't just unbolt on either end. It's kind of pushed into the hub and it's pushed into the differential. So the plan now is to just loosen the whole brake assembly and then break the brake line where it attaches to the trailing arm. Then remove the shock absorber and lower the trailing arm and remove the spring. Has to be done. Do 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 do. Snyggt!
Ja.
Så!
Så!
Jävlar! Helvete! So that's everything removed around the drive shaft. And it's loose enough for us to drop the trailing arm. And down here we've got the 2 bolts holding the shock absorber. So those are next. Nej, du kan inte ha den där på.
Nej. Klipp bort.
Satt med eller? No. Okay, everything is loose. The brake line, the drive shaft, the handbrake cable. Now we're just gonna drop this thing and hope we get it low enough to remove the spring.
Sure. Sure.
Fucking hell. I'm taking cover. So we're at a point where everything is removed except the top mount for the shock absorber, which apparently is located underneath this piece of metal that spans the entire width of the car and is held on with 1,000,000 crosshead screws. You son of a bitch! Okay.
Linje. Så lägger du.
Oh, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Okay. That's that pretty heavy duty rear spring removed. We're gonna go for a coil and a half with these rear ones. Hope it's not too low. Det där var min säkerhetsgenomgång.
Ja.
Ja, det är helt säkert. So that's basically the spring back to where it needs to go. Now we're just doing everything else in reverse order. Getting it back together, won't show you all of that stuff again. Alright, we just got done cutting the springs for the other side. And then, while doing that, we realized the rubber boots for the CV joints were basically just falling apart as soon as we touched this thing. So we've ordered some stretch boots, because these are a weird kind where you can't pull the CV joint off. So Sebbe is pulling the left-hand side apart once again, and we're getting ready to install some stretch boots. These are the stretch boots we've ordered. We hope they're gonna stretch enough. And when doing stretch boots like this, you're supposed to use a special tool. Ooh. But we've seen it done with a funnel on YouTube, and we want to see if we can get it done using a cider bottle. That's the plan for today. Check out this fitment. Silicone spray. Jag drar sista då.
Wow. Enkelt.
Cider bottle does the trick. Cutting it down to the smallest size. Alright, for a few days we've been waiting on parts and getting our asses whooped. Getting these stretch boots on there, but we got it done. And Sebbe has put the right hand side back together. And honestly, this is looking really good. And with these CV joints, you can't just take them off. It's a pain. You need stretch boots, but we're finally done. The springs are cut, and we're ready to put this all back together and drop this thing down to see what it looks like. Bra vinkel. Oh. we're at that point where we're finally gonna show you the wheels we're gonna run on this thing. We love them. Check them out. "17-inch Peugeot Steelies that I had mounted on my Citroen Berlingo a few years ago, and they were just sitting around waiting for this Ford Sierra to come into our lives. Now the plan is to get these on the car, get them on there like so, which would look good enough in itself. But then we're also going to mount these Ford Escort center caps like that. But we didn't really have a good idea on how to do this. But while on the Facebook forums, I stumbled across a car that had the exact same setup, and I asked that guy Andreas, how did you mount those center caps? Super nice guy, helped us out a whole bunch. And what he had done was he bought some of these cheap wheel bolt covers, and they're just the perfect size to fit on top of that hubcap and pinch them in place, and that's what we're gonna try out. Thank you, Andreas. How good does that look? Come on! This old, forgotten Ford Wagon has come such a long way since the day we first picked it up. It's running, driving and stopping really well, and if you ask me, it looks pretty amazing. Now all that's left for us to do is get this thing back on the road and quite literally take it for a spin.